Hey guys, it's Dan O'Donnell here. I want to do another video about Amazon merch, and I've been gone for a while. I haven't made a video about merch in a bit. I've been having some comments because my last video I talked about how my account got suspended. And I've had people commenting and asking, hey, are you reinstated yet? What's going on? And the answer is yes, my account is active again. I was told by some people to expect probably a 1 month suspension, and I don't know exactly where they got that information. I'm just guessing they heard from a few other people who got a 1 month suspension. Mine was 7 weeks. Once I was past a month, I had no idea. Up until 1 month, I thought there's a pretty good chance that my suspension will be a month because that's what other people got. When I got past a month, I had no clue. Is this going to be a few months, 6 months, a year? Are they just never going to reactivate it? Who knows? But then one day I checked and I was back. They put me right back at 10 uploads a day, which is what I was at before I got suspended. So, you know, I'm back. So, since my account has been reinstated, I haven't been as active. I've been kind of busy with mostly with my board game and working on some things with that. That's been interesting actually. I've been getting the game into retailers. I've been approaching a lot of retailers and also talking to distributors about getting the game into distribution. That's a whole other topic, but basically bookstores and game stores, they buy mostly from distributors who represent authors and publishers of games. I've learned a lot about that lately. It's kind of interesting. I won't go off on too much of a tangent, but it's a whole nother world. I've been selling the game online and on Amazon for a couple years now almost, but this is kind of a fun experiment. So back to Amazon merch. I got suspended for 7 weeks, and if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know that I was uploading a lot leading up to that suspension. I was uploading 10 every day. I got tiered up from the 100 tier to the 500 tier, so I had 400 slots available. And when they said, hey, you can do 10 a day, I said, all right, I'm going to do 10 a day for 40 days. And it was literally on the last day where I was going to finish off my 500th slot that I got suspended. So I was at, I think, 495, if I remember right. Fast forward, my account got reactivated, but also, you know how if you have a design that doesn't sell in 90 days, it's automatically removed. So I think I'm kind of at the tail end of it now, but I was in a period where it had been 90 days, and every day, like I said, I had uploaded 10 designs. So anything that hadn't sold was getting removed daily. So I was almost at 500 uploaded designs. Now I'm down around just under 300. So, out of the 400 uploads, roughly about half of them sold during the first 90 days. So I'm kind of curious. This is a two-way conversation. I've been really happy with the information that you guys have given me in the comments. But I'm curious what you do when you have designs that you like and you thought they were going to excel and they didn't in the first 90 days. Do you tend to re-upload them? I've heard from a fair amount of people that do that. Some people just seem to use their gut and they say, man, I really thought this one was going to sell. I'm going to re-upload that. The other one, I wasn't sure in the first place if it would sell, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it down. But I'm curious what you do. I think in my situation, with over 200 slots available, I'm going to be I'm going to err on the side of re-uploading. So if I look at one and I go, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, that's a pretty ugly design, or who's actually going to, maybe it's a cool design, but nobody would actually wear it or something, I might leave it down, but I think I'll probably re-upload a lot of the ones that got removed, maybe most. So that'll get me pretty quickly back up to maybe like 100 slots available. So I want to comment on the suspension. I know people are out there. There's a lot of like rumors going around. A lot of people are confused about what Amazon's rules are. They're not always real clear about it. And when you get a rejected design, they don't automatically tell you why. So you have to write to them. I would advise people, if you have the time, and you want to figure out why it was rejected, just there's that, I forget what it is off the top of my head, but it's something like merch sellers at Amazon merch, whatever. find the email address, open a case. It's not even a case, I don't think. Email merch. You can find it, the contact email, and say, hey, give them the title and the design and say, why did this get rejected? And they'll usually say, hey, do you have the right to use this image or this keyword or this word in your title? And then you'll actually know why it got taken down. Sometimes it's not even your main keyword, and you can just remove it, and then you'll get your design approved when you re-upload it. So sometimes if it is your main keyword and you just didn't realize, like maybe a phrase is trademarked that you didn't know was trademarked, sometimes you'll be shocked that something was trademarked. And Amazon can be really conservative about that. Like, for example, trademarks can be specific to clothing and they can be specific to other things. And I've had designs get rejected where I saw that there were trademarks in other, say electronics or kitchen goods or whatever. If you go to some place, you can go to the U.S. Patent Office and do a trademark search, or you can use things like Trademarkia. I think they just draw from the U.S. Patent Office information. But so whether or not you would actually be infringing on a trademark, Amazon might reject your design if there is a trademark on a phrase or a keyword at all. So even if it's trademark on a type of flashlight, you might get your t-shirt taken down. So just kind of be aware of that, and unless it's really a keyword you want to try, you might stay away from a word that's trademarked in any field. Also, avoid what I did. Here's a mistake that I made. I would search and find, to see if a topic was okay. For example, marijuana shirts, weed shirts. With weed becoming legal in lots of states now, and it's something people are passionate about, I was doing some state-themed weed shirts, or I wanted to. So I searched and found that they were out there, because I wasn't sure, is Amazon okay with that? Even though it's legal, let's see what they think. With some of the stuff I see on Amazon, I thought they probably would be fine with that. So I did a little search, marijuana shirt or whatever I did, and I found some. And that was it. I was like, okay, it's fine. And I made I think I probably made 5 or 6 in one day. And the reason I did multiples is they were directed at residents of certain states. So, it was like Colorado, Washington. They were a couple of the pioneering states in making recreational marijuana legal. And I targeted other states with large populations, New York, Florida, Texas, and they were getting rejected. And I thought initially it must have something to do with the state flag, even though, because I'd heard there can be some weirdness about state flags and you don't want to appear like the state or the government is endorsing something. So like I used the Colorado state flag, and I had some of the background was marijuana leaves, and it looked really good. It actually took me a long time to make it. And I thought, oh, maybe the problem here, if I didn't have the Colorado state flag, maybe it would get approved. Maybe this is making it look like the state of Colorado is somehow supporting or endorsing weed, or who knows. Turns out I was wrong on that, I believe. It's just this family-friendly policy that Amazon has. You can Google that. It seems kind of vague to me, but I guess marijuana to them falls within that, which is weird. I won't get off on a political rant here, but you can put up beer shirts, you can put up wine shirts and things like that. I'm sure you could put up, well, I'm not sure actually about, you could have cigarettes in a shirt design, I would think. Those things kill people all the time. Marijuana doesn't, but somehow marijuana isn't family friendly. Okay. It's just bizarre to me that I know there are tons of beer and wine shirts. I have some wine shirts, but marijuana shirts aren't okay. Anyway, my point is I searched and I saw some that had slipped through their rejection filter, whatever that is, whether that's partly automatic or mostly, it could be people that are reviewing these designs. Some made it through. That made me think it was okay. And I uploaded, 5 or 6 in a day, and that was 5 or 6 rejections right there. And to make it even more confusing, I'd have to go back and get the exact numbers, but I think I got 1 or 2 approved and the rest got rejected. So then that's part of what confused me. I'm like, okay, is this It's because of the state flag, because some I had were state outlines. It depends on how interesting the state shape is and how recognizable it is, because Colorado is basically a rectangle, so I use the state flag, because what's a rectangle going to look like? But New York, Florida, Texas, those are all very recognizable, so I was using the state outline. Anyway, so I was trying to find the pattern, like, is it the state flag? What's going on here? Turns out it was probably just the fact that there were weed leaves in it, and the word weed, and you know, in the title and the keywords. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is it's not all black and white with Amazon. In general, they're very paranoid and conservative. And I think the reason for that probably is they are a huge target for attorneys to go after. So, you know, a lot of internet companies like YouTube and others have gotten tons of lawsuits and lost money that way. So I think Amazon wants to avoid that. eBay has had the same kind of problems. I don't think they want any of that. So they're very conservative, like I mentioned, with the trademarks in a particular category. They'll take down your t-shirt. You know, if your t-shirt has a keyword in there that's the same name as a surfboard brand. So my point is, watch your step. If you're kind of not sure about something, do a little due diligence, check out Trademarkia, search on Amazon to see what else is out there in the niche. But if there's just a few shirts that might have slipped through the filter, be aware of that. You know, especially like with marijuana, if it was fine on Amazon, you would probably see hundreds or thousands of results. So, you know, if you search something, you only see a few, that might be a little bit of a tip to you that it may not be okay, but some slip through their little filter. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Back to my strategy when I was uploading 10 a day every day, it was flat out shotgun approach. And this is kind of just how I operate in a lot of things in life, is ready, fire, aim. You've probably heard that. Spray and pray, throw it on the wall, see what sticks. I think you get a lot further, and especially with something like Amazon, there's no real risk. The only risk you're taking is taking up one of your available slots, right? You're not having to order inventory or anything like that. It's not costing you money to put these designs up, just time and effort. So I did the shotgun approach. I uploaded hundreds of designs very quickly, and a couple niches jumped out. My dog wants to make a cameo here. That's Ping Pong. Ping Pong the dog. He's always sleeping next to me while I'm working. He's a good boy. He doesn't know why I'm not paying attention to him. So by uploading 400 designs in 40 days or almost, I found some niches that are pretty good, that if I wasn't doing 10 a day, I probably wouldn't have found them. And it was almost out of desperation. I was like, God, what am I going to do? I can't come up with any more ideas. And one niche I'm doing, actually both of them, I can't give away my niche, but I can make small changes and get a lot of designs out of it. It would be like, I don't know, if you find out that people like pink animals, and you're like, oh, I have this pink raccoon and it's selling well. Oh, what about a pink fox? What about a pink whatever? That's a stupid example, but you get the idea. If somehow you found out pink animals were doing well, there are a lot of animals, so that's a great little niche. And even if, like, for example, I have some bat shirts, which I mentioned on a video with my friend Rob Cubbin, but my bat shirts were coming into Halloween, but they sell even before Halloween sales, which are probably starting around now. Before it was near Halloween, I was selling these bat shirts, and they're not super hot sellers, but I'm selling like one or two a week. I've just got a few bat shirts. It's not really enough that a bunch of competitors or copycats are going to be targeting my design, but it's enough that, man, if every design I had did like one or two a week, I'd be a happy camper, right? So I really like the slow and steady wins the race. You know, I'm not like trying to be a one-hit wonder. You know, if you're a musician, you don't expect your first song you put out to go platinum, right? So just get them out there. Base hits, singles, doubles. You know, you don't always need to hit the home run, and just keep at it and steady. So, and that leads to my next topic I want to mention is I was really steady for those. That was basically a sprint where I was doing 10 a day for 40 days. Lately, merch has not been my number one priority. And so, you know, it's on the back burner a little bit and I'm not uploading as much. But we are coming into the fourth quarter now. As I'm making this, I think it's September 25th. And, so in a week here, we're going to be starting the fourth quarter. And of course, leading into Christmas and Thanksgiving and everything, people are buying lots of stuff online. So I really should get on it. But what I'm going to do is tomorrow night, I have a meeting with my assistant, and I'm going to get her more involved in helping with both producing the designs and uploading them. I think what I'll probably do is have her start doing some uploads and, filling out the description, the title, the keywords, and all that. But just saving them in draft mode so I can just review them one more time before I go ahead and publish those. Partly because of the trademark stuff we've been talking about, if I see any keywords that I want to check or something before they actually go live. Maybe I want to change the colors of the shirts that she put the design on, things like that. I try not to be a micromanager at all, but I do want to know what's going on. So, and having her involved could be really cool because I bet she'll come up with some ideas that I never would have thought of, and we might find some new niches. She's been really great. Maybe she's listening to this because she'll be uploading this on the podcast. But she's been with me for years and real involved in the Better Me board game that we made, the design of that. And anyway, just a great assistant. If you need an assistant, which some of you might, whether a general assistant or somebody to do designs for you for merch, you've probably listened to other videos. If you are interested in that, get what people call a VA, a virtual assistant. You can go to Upwork.com. That's where I found my assistant. And I've worked with other people from Upwork. You can find shirt designers there. You can find people to do administrative stuff for you. If you've already got a bunch of shirts up, you say you want to change your prices on all your shirts. You want to bring them from $19.99 to $18.99 or something goofy like that. You can find people that do administrative work there at Upwork. So this isn't about Upwork, this video, but if you've never heard of it, it's really can be something that opens up your business if you start getting some help. If you're a one-man band, solo show right now, it's something to really think about. Especially as you start getting tiered up, you may start getting busier and busier and holding yourself back if you're trying to do everything yourself. So that's about it, you guys. So I love your comments, and I've learned a lot through the comments. I love questions, and I also love it if you want to suggest videos that I should do in the future. I've gotten a lot of my video ideas from the comments, and if you're wondering why I'm talking about comments, that means you're probably listening to the podcast. So I put this up on YouTube as a video. I put it up, I shouldn't say Corey, my assistant, puts it up on iTunes and Stitcher, and you can also find it at odonlife.com. So feel free, that's the name of the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher, OD on Life. And you can subscribe there or subscribe here on YouTube if that's where you are. And I appreciate it, you guys. Look forward to hearing from you. And hopefully, sorry about it's been so long, the break I took here, but the next one probably won't be so far out. So thank you guys. Have a good day.